What's up, guys? Kyle with Max Conversion here with you today to walk you through how to exclude IP addresses in Google for free. This is a completely free alternative to not using other softwares out there that remove those IP addresses for you. So if you guys are on a little bit of a budget, you just want to do it quick, you just don't want to pay for a subscription, whatever it may be, this video is a great alternative and a great setup to doing just that. So I'm going to walk you guys through step by step. Now, before we get started, the document that I'm going to walk you through is provided down below in the description. So if you guys are walking through this video and you just want this document to look at it side by side, copy the script, go ahead in the description and go ahead and download that. Completely free. You don't have to put any information in, and you guys will just be able to download it. So let's jump right into it. The first thing that we're going to want to do is jump into the Google Drive, and we are going to set up a Google Sheet. So what we're going to do is we're going to copy this wording here. Jump into, we've got a folder here. We're going to go ahead and set up a Google Sheet. Now we're going to name this Google Sheet just what it says there, adds IP blocker. And then we're going to jump over to renaming the first tab exclusions. All right. Next, what we're going to do is we're going to name column A campaign and column B IP address. And then what we're going to do is in row 2, column A, we are going to name it the campaign name. So we're going to jump over into Google Ads. And for this example, what we're going to go ahead and use is this plumbing general build out campaign right here. So we're just going to go ahead and click on that pencil icon, copy this with Control C, and then jump back in here, and we're going to put it right here. Now, we can move these as much as you'd want. You can bold these if you'd like, it doesn't matter. Now, once we're done with step 1, we're going to jump over into step 2 and setting up that script for this Google Sheet. So we're going to copy this down below here. Make sure that everything is copied, that there's 2 brackets here. It's very, very easy to mistake that. It's easy to not highlight it, so make sure that everything is highlighted there. Then what we're going to go ahead and do is click extensions and then app script. So we're going to go extension, app script. And then what we're going to do is we're going to click on the script here. We're going to hit Control A and then Control V to paste it. Now you can see here it's asking for your campaign name. So we're going to jump back into Google Ads. Going to hit Control C and then Control V, or you guys can just copy and paste either one. Now from there, we are good to go. So what we did was we added our campaign name. Now what we're going to want to do is deploy it as a web app. And then we're going to want to make sure that everyone's got access to this and that we execute it as me. So we're going to deploy, new deployment, select type, web app, and you guys can name it something. Execute as me, that is default, and then make sure that anyone has access to it. Then we're going to go ahead and deploy. Now you can rename this project if you want. It doesn't matter what the name of the script is. We've just kept it as untitled project for now, but you guys can rename that. It will not impact it. We're going to want to go ahead and authorize. So just go through here, click continue. And then what we're going to want to do is this one right here does not matter, the deployment ID, but we are going to want to copy this web app URL here. And we're good to go. So now what I'd like to do is put the web app URL right here, just anywhere on the sheet. We're going to go ahead and delete it in just a second, but that way we have it stored and we don't need to jump back into our script. You can go ahead and close out your script here. Next, what we're going to go ahead and do is jump over to Google Tag Manager and go ahead and copy this full script. We're going to jump in here. We're going to click New, Tag Configuration, Custom HTML, copy and paste that. And then we do have to name it something specific. We're going to name it IP2Sheet here. So we're going to name IP2Sheet. And then our triggering, we're going to want it on all pages. That should be a default trigger for you guys. And then we've already got a container with this tag because this one's the same one. So I'm just going to go ahead and close out of that. Now, very important step that can often be overlooked. Make sure you hit submit here and then publish, and you're good to go. Additionally, make sure that Google Tag Manager is installed on your website. There are Google Chrome extensions out there that verify it, or what you can do is just hit preview. type in your URL and make sure that it is showing up. So once you're done with that step, we're going to go on to the next one. So we're kind of down 2 out of 3. We're going to go to the third one, which is the Google Ads script directly. Now what we're going to go ahead and do is go into the account, go to Tools. You are going to want to go to Bulk Actions and then Scripts over here. Now we already have a script here, but I'm just going to go ahead and add another one. New script. And then what we're going to want to do is we are going to copy this right here. Now, something I did forget in the Google Tag Manager, my apologies, is to add your web app URL there. So let me jump back into this where we've got our IP sheet and we've got our HTML here. And what this will say is paste your web app URL here. And so you're just going to want to go ahead and Control X there if you want to do that, or just delete it and then Control V there. Then hit save and then publish. Now over in the Google Ads script, what we're going to go ahead and do is copy this. We've got our script open. We're going to go ahead and remove everything and then we're going to paste it. Now what we got to do is paste our Google Sheet there. So delete that. We're going to share it and we're going to share it with anyone. And then we're going to copy the link and we're going to change this out for this URL there. Now, what we're going to go ahead and do from there is name, you can name it really anything. So for this example, we're going to name it IP blocker. And then I'm going to name it version 2. And then what you can go ahead and do is hit save. And it may ask you to authorize it after this. So we've got our IP blocker v2. We're going to hit hourly, as that's the most frequent. You want to make sure that it's being done hourly or at the very minimum daily, where it's looking at everyone from the past day and then adding it to your Google Sheet and then adding it to your Google Ads. We're going to do hourly in this case, and then it's going to ask you to authorize the change. Now, once it's authorized, just go ahead and hit save, and you guys are good to go. So what you can do now is we've got a how to verify. This does take, an hour because it only fires every hour. So you can visit your own website. Your website should appear in the exclusions within seconds. And then you go to Tools, Bulk Actions, Uploads, and you can see the log every time the new script is uploaded. So the way you can do this is you've got the script history here. You'll see something firing, and you can go to Log Statements and Logs and see every time it fires. So very, very important information. Go ahead and try it out on your end. Now, if you guys are having any troubles with this, make sure that you leave a comment down below. We respond to all comments, and when you're dealing with scripts and, dealing with these small little, tweaks, you might miss a bracket here, you might name something incorrectly. Leave a comment down below if you're having any trouble, or if this helped you guys out. Make sure you leave a comment as well. That way we know what we're putting out there is good for you guys. But this is a great alternative to not paying for software. There are some limitations to it. There is a 500 IP address limit on Google Ads, whereas with some softwares, there's not that. They replace it all the time. So that's something to keep in mind, is you guys are going to want to replace your IP addresses every once in a while, so that because Google just has a 500 limit. So it's always swapping out no matter what you do. So there's that limitation. And there's some other limitations, but this is a great free alternative to making sure that people aren't clicking on your ads multiple times, spending your guys' budget. This is good peace of mind at the end of the day, and you can always view the logs on when it fires. So if you guys got any use out of this video, make sure you leave a comment down below, hit the like button, smash the subscribe button, and stay tuned for more helpful Google Ads content.